The Coloring Castle. I'm E. Rice. I'll be doing a picture of Black Panther, a tribute. I'll be using a pencil to sketch. The most important thing in art when creating a picture is to have a good idea of what you want to draw, and to be able to get a good sketch so you can have something to start from. So I'm going to start my sketch. And like I say, you know, a good visualization of what you want to draw. I use circles, ovals, and shapes such as rectangles and squares to flesh out a body in the position that I want to do. So I said we're gonna do Black Panther today. And yes, I will be starting in pencil, and then I'll do an outline with a pen I have here, and I have a lot of Sharpies because we're doing Black Panther. Got a few Prismacolors, maybe a little purple, a little gray, you know, spice them up, you know what I'm saying? Gonna add that necklace he wore in the movie. It's, man, you know, that's one of the probably most inspiring Black superhero movies I've seen in a long time. Can't think of too many other than that, but the whole movie to me was good. I'd probably say the best part, in my opinion. I don't know about a lot of other people, but I'm big on action. So the the fight scene where they're on the train that transporting the vibranium, and they're fighting, and every time it's activated, it takes parts of their abilities away, you know, as far as their protection with the suits. I think with the animation, the CGI effects during that fight sequence was pretty good. It's top of the line. I mean, there was other parts of it. The chase in, I think they was in Korea, South Korea. That car chase scene when he's jumping off of the building, that was tight too. Yeah, it's a lot of little tidbits in the movie, you know, a lot of people may not be aware of. I think parts in doing that Pacific action sequence when they was over there in Korea. I think they was showing the colors of the Pan-African, you know. There's a lot of symbolism in that movie. And a lot of people don't know. I think the director, Mr. Kruger, was stating that he used different color palettes to inflict emotion during the movie, and I think blue was used for danger. Just FYI, if I heard him correctly. Well, I'm coming to the end of getting a look, a good idea of what I want to start inking. Put a little bit more shadows in there, so I know what I want to actually focus on my black colors and the shadows to give it that, you know, make it pop, give it a more dynamic look. And a lot of people don't know they Hollywood changed a lot to give it more of a dramatic story. A lot of people may not know that Killmonger in the comic books for Marvel, it's actually not really related to Black Panther, although he is one of Black Panther's villain. The character in the movie that played M'Baku, I believe he's one of Black Panther's nemesis that he frequently has conflict with also. But yes, all in all, like I said, it was a phenomenal movie. Mr. Boseman will definitely be missed. I know everybody couldn't wait, anticipating for that part 2. It's kind of curious to see what type of storyline they was gonna pursue. A lot of people speculate maybe they was gonna introduce Storm, because in the comic books they actually become a couple. Which would have been nice to see. That'd be a good follow-up to it. All right. Yeah, also people may not know that Mr. Boseman was not the original pick for Black Panther. So now I'm going to take a pen I have and just do a outline of the lines that I definitely want to use to make the picture have a good look to it. And you may not be able to tell from my sketch, but I'm just picking and choosing a different line, the path that I want to take. As with anything with art, it's the artist's decision to pursue whatever angle they feel to make their picture look as good as they can envision it. I'm from Alabama, so I guess you can call me a country boy at heart. I've been drawing since I was real young. Started with comic books. I guess, you kind of say Marvel is probably one, I'd say probably one of the favorite comic book companies. Read a lot of their books, still do. Never really read too many Black Panther books. As of late, the story arc with I think it's Takeshi Coates. He's a very good writer. He added a lot of depth and dimension to the Black Panther lore. I was more of a Silver Surfer. So I was very excited when they announced that they was going to do the Infinity Gauntlet arc in the comics. I was during the time I was growing up. I think it was epic. Like I said, I like the Silver Surfer, so if you read those comic books, he played a very big part throughout that whole story arc, so it's kind of a letdown not to have him in that movie, but yeah, definitely a good story arc. X-Men, like some X-Men. They got a lot of diverse characters. Took it a lot of places with their stories. Of course, Wolverine, Gambit. I think he probably maybe one of the most slept on out of the X-Men. Outside of Bishop. Bishop is one of the best Black characters there from X-Men, in my opinion. There's a lot, but his backstory and his powers and abilities is real tight. So after I start this outline, I have a good idea of what I want to do. Then I can pick and choose. So what I'm going to do is, this is my particular style. I'm going to take my outline and then I'm going to go back and create shadows. And in doing that, I'm going to create an additional outline over what I've been putting detail to. So all these areas right here that I'm outlining, they probably take a heavy, thick shadow. So I can show you better than I can talk about telling you. So yeah, like I said, from Alabama, outside of sports, football and basketball, just, being an artist. I think that's one of the good things about Alabama. It's a lot of area to roam around, a lot of woods, forests, swamps, a lot of different scenic landscape, some bogus colonial stuff, but for artists, it's definitely something you can take and create with just looking out around you. So now the lines that I was dealing with can go in and black them out. So I'm using a big Sharpie to cover more space. You can use, a smaller one. Take your time. Got another fun tidbit fact that you might not know. All the scenes from Wakanda were mainly filmed in Georgia. All that lush vegetation. A lot of people may not know, this movie itself increased the sales of black cats. A lot of people started naming them after different characters in the movie. I think the Killmonger character was a very interesting character too. The dynamics that they had. Like I said, they introduced new elements to the story to make it more interesting. Which it definitely did. And I'm mainly working on the right with the shadows to give it a dynamic look, and like I said, to make it pop, having the light hit from that left side to create that shadow. So yeah, I'm gonna just continue to block out these areas. Try to get it to come together real quick. And also, you may have noticed this Sharpie is older, kind of dried up. I decided to use it to give it that effect. This is a newer one, so the color will just bleed right through. Easy to lay it down. Definitely cover way more area now. And also, for a lot of artists out there, if you do have a Sharpie that dries up, you can revive it by dipping it in rubbing alcohol. Just in case you don't have to throw them out and go buy some new Sharpies, you can resurrect that joint. I'm beginning to hope with the success of Black Panther that maybe Marvel will take a little bit more chances with other characters. I know there's a host of other characters in Marvel, especially Black characters. I know they did the Luke Cage series. But there's tons of other characters. I know a few, like I say, Bishop is one that they could use, and there's a character a lot of people just started becoming aware of. I think that with his abilities and where they're going with the story, characters in outer space and with a lot of OP powers, that they could definitely use him, and that's Blue Marvel. Jamie Foxx is supposed to be playing in as the new Spawn movie. So yeah, probably see quite a few different Black movies in the next few years. Still hope they bring back Silver Surfer though, because they've been doing a few things with the Surfer in the comics, which would be tight. They had a arc not too long ago, Silver Surfer Black, and this Silver Surfer. Well, I don't want to spoil it, but it's a good story arc. Definitely give it a look. If you thought he was powerful before, he's like 10 times, maybe 100. It's a good story arc. So as you can see, I kind of laid down a nice little palette of shadows on the right side. And just going to do a little bit on the left, then we'll clean this up. Yeah, this is coming together. Yeah, there's a rumor that Disney is looking to create their own Wakanda. If they can be able to purchase some additional land, that would be something. Yeah, I may have to go check that out. After COVID, of course. Yeah, any viewers out there, definitely, if you're tuning in, I know you're a Black Panther fan. Um, Tell me, who do you think would be a good recast if they decided to continue with the Black Panther series? Because Chad, Mr. Boseman, was a very good actor. But they do these things all the time in the movies. They switch characters. They did that to Rodney Rhodes in Iron Man. It was originally the first one was Terrence Howard. Then they went with the infamous Don Cheadle, also a very, very good actor, phenomenal actor. Okay, so we got a lot of shadows in our Black Panther. And the cleanup is just making the lines more definitive. Adding a little technique here and there. To bring the shadows out. Yeah, they still had the rumors about having Storm in Black Panther 2. I think they're looking at maybe Janelle Monáe or Beyonce. I don't know. It's kind of tough one for me. I mean, looks wise, they both fit. They can both fit the character for Storm. I'm gonna reserve my opinion and see what they decide to do, cause that would be a integral part of the movie. Whoever they would have replace Mr. Boseman as Black Panther, and whoever they would have for Storm, that dynamic definitely has to come across on camera. But yes, it would definitely add to the movie. Yeah, I mean, people don't understand how they've written Black Panther into a lot of the different story arcs across the various comic books within Marvel. He's been featured and has crossovers with X-Men, Avengers, Fantastic Four, you name it, just about every arc. I know they about maybe 10 years ago they had a series. He was part of a group called the Illuminati, and it was different characters throughout the Marvel universe. The smartest, I believe they had Iron Man, Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four, and of course Black Panther, who is, you may not know it, but he is a super genius. They played up his sister's intellect in the movie, but if you could tell through the dynamics of their relationship, he was grasping a lot of the aspects of technology that she presented to him. That was just maybe a little Easter egg that a lot of people didn't catch. But yes, he is a genius. Yes, they did mention he did have a PhD in physics. Yes, he is a force to be tangled with. He has gone up against some of the most powerful villains in the Marvel universe. So this is a technique that's used in the comic book industry. It's just a crosshatch. So just making a grid to give texture, which is similar, reminiscent of the texture from the Black Panther suit in the movie. Just to add a different little dimension. A lot of people may be aware of how big of a success this movie was. I believe they made somewhere in the area of 500 million in the first week, which is astonishing. Not just for a black movie, but for any movie. Yeah, a lot of older people, I don't know, we could have fandomed a Black Panther movie in 1992. Wesley Snipes actually tried to get this movie greenlit that far back. I guess Hollywood wasn't really aware of the popularity. I know I would have went to see it. I think I've been no more than about 12 or 13, but I'd have been there. 2 tickets, because I'm not leaving. Yeah, that'd have been right on time in '92. Like I say, I'm just adding a little detail off of the shadow areas to put texture to the suit. Well, it look like it's coming along. So we do a little something right here. Whoa. Yeah, they said Lupita bought, like 600 tickets for people from my hometown to go see it. I know they enjoyed that. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had a free ticket, Lupita. Okay. Think we gonna finish this up. Maybe put a little color to it. This is the color castle. We'll put a little dark gray on it. Just a few little highlights. Yep, I've been doing art for a long time, since I've been young and stay in Alabama. When I was in school, I took art and was introduced to a artist. Maybe you heard of him, Leonardo da Vinci. And out of a lot of artists that I've learned about, he's probably, I would say he's my favorite artist because he added so much to the art community as far as creativity. If you're an artist, one thing I know you probably love is to see your artwork come to life, draw it, color it. And Leonardo took that one step further. A lot of his drawings were actually inventions that he actually created. I guess all of them didn't work, maybe just a few. But yep, that was a lure for me, being able to draw something and eventually try to bring it to life. And as you see, I'm just going kind of an outline again over the different areas. In the comic books, dark gray is used a lot. Characters that have black outfits. In DC, they use it a lot for Batman's outfit. That way, give you a nice contrast with your shadows. Guess I'm having my little Bob Ross moment right here. Was also another phenomenal artist. Also a shout out to Stan Lee, the creator of the Black Panther. Passed a while ago. And I guess one last touch would be the color purple. That was one of the distinguishing features in Mr. Boseman's outfit. To distinguish him from Killmonger when he also donned the Black Panther outfit. Also, it's a color that represents royalty, so I think it's befitting for a king to get his purple highlights. I'm gonna just make the eyes purple, pop out a little bit. Yeah, here we go. Starting to come together. So if you was a superhero, what kind of abilities would you like to have? For those who's watching, I don't know. I'm kind of torn. Maybe a teleporter. I think I like to teleport. I can go anywhere. I don't know. Yeah. I think that's coming along pretty nicely. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more shadows in that leg right there. With the good one. the good Sharpie. Okay, and maybe a little bit more gray. See, I guess I'm having a Bob Ross moment. So one thing about it, just get creative with what you're doing. And of course you do not have to go as fast as I'm going. I've done this a few times. Yeah, just take your time and go over the lines, and you can create a Black Panther. I'm gonna do a little power effect. This is a technique from a old Marvel artist. He did quite a few stories with Black Panther. His name was Jack Kirby. Considered probably one of the greatest comic book artists. But yeah, he would just make these little dots, big dots, little dots, to give you an indication of power. So, Black Panther using this ability, which what is it? The heart-shaped herb, which also I think is purple. It's kind of befitting. Yeah, you can just put the little dots. Show some Panther power. Maybe have a little bit coming out of his eyes. And Wassam, we got a Black Panther, y'all. Well, I appreciate y'all tuning in and watching me create a tribute to Mr. Bozeman, the Black Panther. And I appreciate it and hope you tune in next week. I guess I'll let it be a mystery of what I'm going to draw, but it's going to be another comic book character. Maybe I'll do something original. I don't know. I'm gonna think about it. Maybe you can let me know. Maybe there's a character you want me to draw. You know. But again, thank you for tuning in, and this has been Wassam with E. Rice.
This is our network.
Cutie.
If you don't fail, you're not even trying. I'll say it again. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams. The chances you take, the people you meet, the people you love, the faith that you have, that's what's going to define you.